Alrighty, hello everybody. Excuse me. Hello everyone and welcome. Welcome, my friends. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. Hope I find you well on this Wednesday. Today indeed is Wednesday. It is June 20th, 2018, and I am Darkside Phil. I am Phil. I am. Philium. My name is Philium, and that's what you should call me from now on, Philium. So welcome to another full day of fun gameplay streaming here on Twitch. Or if you're watching this on demand on YouTube, obviously, as well. Welcome to the YouTube viewers as well. Hope everyone is having a good day. Let's talk a little bit. Let's get a few things out of the way. First of all, some bad news today for the realm of wrestling. Of those of you who are fans of pro wrestling like I am. Big Van Vader has passed away. I believe he's 63. Don't quote me on that. I think he was 63 years old. For those of you who have been fans of wrestling for a long time, you would recognize him from his 1980s and 90s runs, both in the WWE, WCW, and in Japan. He was a ginormous influence on a lot of different pro wrestlers over the years. And he was also, by all reports, actually a pretty nice guy, despite the fact that he had some anger issues. Sadly, the guy had lots of health problems over the last few years, including heart disease, and I believe what happened was he had to have emergency heart surgery a couple months ago, and during that period of time, his body was significantly weakened, and I believe he got sick and died from something like pneumonia or something like that. So for me, this is actually a big thing because, you know, Vader, I saw him in WWE. He had a couple runs in WWE. And I followed him and knew about him from WCW and the like. And so, you know, a lot of people, you know, recognize the guy. And like I said, they'll say he was an influence on them and hit their own careers in pro wrestling. So rest in peace to the man, the myth, the legend, the man they call Vader. All right. Really sucks, but what can you do, right? All right, so I got that out of the way. Let's talk a little bit, guys. Let's talk about what's going to happen for the rest of this week. I want you guys to be on the same page as me, so you know what to expect coming up for schedule-wise. And the first thing I want to say is thank you guys so much for the support and positivity lately. Things have been really good, in particular on these Twitch streams. As you can see, guys, take a look at the subs count. We are way up there, 514 subscribers and growing. And unlike when the last time I had subs really high, which was around 560 subs, which was around Christmas, that was because subs were half price. You know, now people are just being very supportive, and that's amazing, and I'm very happy about this, obviously. So thank you guys very much for all the very positive support you guys have been lending to the streams recently. Like everything, not just subs, but cheers, subs, tips, everything's been really good. And I'm very pleased, and the channel is showing growth. If you actually look at overall viewers, followers, etc., I'm seeing growth, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It means that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And, you know, I'm looking very positively. Okay? Very positively towards the future, so that's a good thing. All right, so thank you guys for that. Let's talk a little bit about the schedule now. Today, continuing on with my Half-Life 2 playthrough. I'm about 8 hours into the game at this point, and I love it. I mean, even though the game is 14 years old, and yes, there are a few outdated things in it, I would say the game is great. I definitely understand why 14 years ago people thought this was one of the greatest games of all time. And it should be fun. It should absolutely be fun. You know, continuing on with this game, and because I like the game so much and people have been coming out watching these Half-Life streams and being so supportive of the playthrough, I've decided to play both episodes 1 and 2. So not only will I be completing the main storyline of Half-Life 2, I'll be doing the expansion episodes as well, which I've actually heard are quite good too. So I'm very pleased, you know, that things are working out well with this. I want to say thank you, number one, to the people who subscribed to the channel and made the Patron's Choice playthrough possible. And number two, thank you to the patrons who nominated and then voted for Half-Life 2. This is basically a hidden gem, right? A classic that I never experienced, and I'm getting to experience this firsthand with you guys now, and I'm having a ton of fun. It's so awesome because I'm playing it, alright? I'm absolutely playing it and feeling like it's a new release. To me, it feels like a new release, you know, because I haven't played the game before. Obviously, the game's old, but I'm loving it. So this is really cool that in a time when really there are no new, memorable releases out right now, that I'm able to go back and experience a classic like this. If anything, maybe, hopefully, this will allow me to eventually now go back and play a lot of other classics, that I missed out on. Admittedly, the era of, I would say, the early 2000s through all the way through like 2008 was like 8+ years of gaming that I really missed out on because I was heavily into competitive Street Fighter. This was the time period when I would spend all my money that I made, working. That was like extra money. I would spend it traveling the country, going to Street Fighter tournaments, both on arcade cabinets and console, and it was really a big time of my life where I was heavily into Street Fighter. How funny was it that I was heavily into Street Fighter at a time period when there was no money in it and no popularity, and as soon as I started my YouTube thing, Street Fighter 4 came out, and yes, I did get popularity for that, but then I kind of fell out of the competitive scene. I fell out of the competitive scene when it blew up. Ain't that a bitch? But it is what it is. I'm happy with what I do. I love being a variety streamer, as I've told you guys many times. I wouldn't want to just be here sitting here playing Street Fighter all day because, case in point, I wouldn't be playing Half-Life 2 today. I'd be playing Street Fighter 5, So I'm very happy with where I am. So thank you guys very much for your support. All right. And I appreciate you guys being here. And, Half-Life 2, gonna be great. A great Half-Life 2 stream coming up today. 4+ hours of gameplay on this stream, okay? Will I finish the game on this stream? I'm not sure. Some people said I might, and some people said maybe not. Maybe I'll get close, but I probably won't finish it. So I guess we'll see together, okay? Tonight, more Vampire. And I know some people are like, oh my god, more Vampire? I know. The game is lasting way too long. The game has overstayed its welcome. The fact that I'm going for the only true good ending in the game by not eating anybody, so I'm not getting bonus experience levels. The game is lasting forever. I'm hopefully near the end of the game. It took me like 30+ minutes to beat a boss last session, and I'm hoping that I'm near the end. We'll see what happens tonight. Okay. Hoping for the best. Hoping that we can wrap this up within another 1 to 2 sessions, because quite frankly, I'm tired of the fucking game, and I want to get it over with, but it's never ending. It never ends. The game never ends. Okay. So that's today. It's going to be Half-Life 2 and Vampire. Tomorrow, okay, I'm going to be playing Jurassic World Evolution, and it should be the end of the game, because if you guys have been following the playthrough, I'm on the 5th and final island, and I'm in the midst of turning the park around, meaning it may take a while, because you need to get a 4-star rating on this island to beat it, and beat the game, but I'm at that point where I finally got the island under control. It was completely chaotic and out of control in my gameplay yesterday, but I finally got it under control. And I think if I'm patient and I micromanage well and I persevere, I should be able to beat the island. And then what that's supposed to do is open up sandbox mode, which is the final island, where you can basically do anything you want, which is pretty cool. Because you have unlimited money, so you just build. Fuck it, just keep building. Get any dinosaur you want, because, money isn't an object. So, pretty cool. And hopefully the playthrough concludes in a nice, good, and entertaining fashion tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, I'll be playing Street Fighter from the collection, the 30th anniversary collection. What will I be playing? Well, it's either going to be Street Fighter Alpha 3 or Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I haven't decided yet. What I may do is just ask you guys, or maybe I'll do a poll overnight. I'm not sure what I want to do, but I want to do Street Fighter tomorrow, okay? I guess we'll see how that goes. I honestly, I would like to play either game. Both games are good. It's sad that this collection has some lag. I'm terrible at Alpha 3, and I admit it. I'm never going to tell you guys I'm good at Alpha 3. I am really bad at that game. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, I'm actually decent at, just not in this version because the connections online are so shitty. So it is what it is, right? So we'll see what happens with that. But Street Fighter tomorrow night. Then on Friday, a big day on Friday. First of all, big premiere, Mario Tennis Aces. I will be playing this on Friday, okay? Pretty excited for that, just to see what it is. I've never played a Mario Tennis game before, at all. So it'll be my first exposure to it. At the same time, as we know, Nintendo first-party games typically have great production values and a lot of content. What is the content going to be? I have no idea. We're going to find out because I've never played these before. So I want to say two things. Shout out to, obviously, the person who has donated the credits for me to get Mario Tennis. All right. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on, I got an email from my association. I just want to make sure it's nothing important. And it's not. It doesn't seem to be anything important. Hold on. Okay, it's not. Good. Sometimes, I want to check the emails and stuff during streams, and I checked it. There was an email from my condo association here. Nothing important. Okay. Just sometimes I got distracted. Sorry about that. So let's try this again. Thank you to the person who is donating Mario Tennis for me to play. They basically sent me the eShop credits, and I'm going to be using that to get the game because the bottom line is that, Nintendo games are always a hard sell for me because I know I can't make any ad revenue on YouTube on them because Nintendo claims all the video revenue. So it's always a hard decision. Gee, do I want to spend $60 on a game that, number one, I don't know, realistically, as a businessman, which I am I going to make money on this? Am I going to be able to make enough money to pay my bills if I play this game extended? And number two, is it going to be a game that I'm going to like, enough that warrants the full price tag of $60, right? So it's a tough decision. Getting the game for free overrode that decision. I'm going to try it no matter what, okay? Am I going to be playing it at length? I don't know. But we're going to give it a shot this Friday, okay? Number two, I want to say super special thanks to the person last year who donated a Nintendo Switch to me. Because if you guys remember, early on in the year, I did get a Nintendo Switch. I had pre-ordered it from Best Buy. I had received my Switch. And overnight, the thing died. I never got to play a game on it. It died overnight. It was faulty. And at the time, early 2017, Switches were not available in stores. They were completely sold out for most of the year, and now it's the complete opposite. Now you go to a store, they've got 400 of them in stock, It's hilarious how things change in a year. But it sucked because it looked like I wasn't going to be able to do any Switch stuff last year, and someone donated one. And now, not only, think about the stuff I did last year. I did Street Fighter, Ultra Street Fighter 2, obviously, which is an ongoing project for about a year. And I played Mario Cross Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I tried ARMS, which was terrible in my opinion, but it is what it is. And then I played Mario Odyssey, which ended up being Super Mario Odyssey, my game of the year for 2017. So, as critical as I can be of a company, as you guys can see, I can be very fair. I gave one of Nintendo's games game of the year for me. And so, it was a great year for Nintendo. And so I'm very happy, and thank you to the person who donated the Switch to make that possible. I mean, here we are a year later, and again, I'm going to be playing Mario Tennis only because I have a Switch, right? If I didn't have the Switch, I wouldn't be playing this game. So thank you to that person for making this possible. It's much appreciated, okay? Okay, very nice. Alright, guys, so that being said, all that being said, pretty awesome that this Friday I'll be checking out a new Nintendo game. No matter how it goes. If I play the game and I don't like it, I don't like it. Big deal. If I play the game and I like it, I don't know, it's a tennis game. So does it have a story-based campaign? You know what I mean? Or is it just going to be random matches against the computer and then eventually trying to play people online? I don't know what it's going to be. Well, I'm excited to try that out on Friday. Okay? Then on Friday night, guys, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to do an IRL stream. And what that means typically is that I'm just going to talk to you guys for a couple hours on Friday night about anything. I don't necessarily have a major topic to discuss. But what I wanted to, people tell me all the time, this IRL streaming, sharing a stream where you just talk with viewers rather than it being about gameplay, that these streams are popular. And in the past couple of weeks, in particular, if you guys remember, there was one stream I did 2 weeks ago when sadly DSPGaming was in jeopardy, where I streamed kind of an IRL stream for 4 hours, right? That one was very popular. And then last week, my podcast I did, and people liked the podcast. And people were like, Phil, we wish you would do like an IRL style stream once a week. You know, even though I kind of hang out with you guys on pre-stream every day, I think people like it when I'm on camera and I'm talking with you guys about various topics and I'm addressing people in stream chat, you know, more like a conversational tone and just going back and forth and having fun with you guys rather than it being about a game. And so this is an experiment. This is an experiment. No, I'm not going to be streaming from my phone and running around causing chaos in the streets. It's just going to be me here in my office chatting with you guys for a couple hours. All right. We'll see how it goes Friday night. Now, why am I doing it Friday night? Because it's a great way to lead into the weekend. If you guys remember, Saturday's my day off. So with all the crazy amount of gameplay that I did this week, it'll be good to just kind of sit back and relax for a couple hours and talk with you guys before I hit my day off on Saturday. Okay? So it should be fun. Let's see how it goes. Or let's hang out Friday night. Okay? It'll be an experiment. If it goes well and people like it, and people, gee, Phil, I wish you would do this kind of a short IRL style stream once a week. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll mix up my content because people have been recommending that I do something like this for a few weeks now. Ever since, like I said, that stream that I did impromptu out of nowhere last 2 weeks ago, people are like, Phil, you should do this. We think it'll benefit you in the long run. So we're gonna do it. And I'm not saying that the stream will always be like this. I mean, am I open to eventually trying out streaming from my phone or something? I mean, yeah, but I'm not going to be doing it out in the streets, just to tell you guys. I'm just not. You know, I'm not going to be doing that. There's no way. And by the way, it would be incredibly tough. Let's say, for example, I got my phone and I'm walking around my house and I'm streaming from my house. All right. That's cool, but I can't really read stream chat or anything, right, if I'm doing that. So I don't know how I could even interact with you guys or give you shout-outs or anything if I'm walking around my phone, you know. So I don't know how that would work. I don't know how other people do it. I guess I would have to figure it out. But people have been, you know, sharing their desire for more kind of personal interactions and me just talking rather than me playing games. So I'm going to try it Friday night. All right. There you go. All right. Then Saturday's my day off. All right, guys. So no streams on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'll be back with a full gameplay stream. What will it be? Well, I'm hoping it won't be Jurassic World Evolution because I'm hoping I'm going to beat that tomorrow. More than likely, it'll be more Half-Life 2. And at that point, I'll probably be wrapping up the main story of the game and starting episode 1. Okay, so that's probably going to be Sunday. And then, you know, next week, we begin a full week of new content where I'll be continuing on with certain playthroughs. We're trying to finish up Vampire, obviously. But next week, we've got a couple things that I'm kind of on the fence about. Like, I'm definitely going to be checking out the free game from Don't Nod. What is it called? The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit. I'm definitely going to check that out. Although we don't know how long it is because it's a free game. It's not out yet. There's an expansion for Mario Cross Rabbids, and I don't know if I'm going to play it. It's the Donkey Kong expansion. And even though I really liked that game, I don't know if people want to see me go back to it for a DLC. So chances are I'm probably not playing that. So more than likely, it'll be me doing Half-Life and balancing it with other stuff, okay? And like I said, once I wrap up these ongoing playthroughs that I'm doing, I'm going to go back to Persona 5. So Persona 5 will be resuming at some point soon, okay? And then just a reminder, guys, that the end of this month, on the 29th, okay, the 29th of June, I am going to be doing the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Master Run Challenge. Boy, is this going to be a hell of a day, guys. If you like to see Rage, if you like to see Street Fighter, and you want to see the ultimate Street Fighter Rage event, this is going to be it. I'm going to be attempting to beat every single arcade mode in the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection on the hardest difficulty in one sitting. I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, I played these on normal difficulty, and it took me quite some time to beat certain games. Can you imagine how long it's going to take me to do it on hard? So this is going to be wild. We'll see what happens. So, you know, that's going to be pretty crazy. So, yes, the end of this, that's a good way to end June, I feel, is to do this event. It should be pretty fun, okay? All right. So, my friends, that's the deal with the schedule. Half-Life and Vampire today, Jurassic World and some Street Fighter tomorrow, Mario Tennis and an IRL style stream on Friday. I'm off on Saturday, and then Half-Life resumes on Sunday, and then next week we see what happens, all right? Good stuff. Now, guys, one thing I want to point out today, obviously, as you guys can see, we have the stream stats leaderboard up, and so if you do cheer or tip, and you're the top cheerer or tipper today, you will get up on that leaderboard. I've not updated it yet, because we are going to do shout-outs in just a couple minutes here, which I will take that data from the shout-outs, and I will update the leaderboard, all right? I want to say thank you for 514 subs and growing. You guys are amazing. The amount of support you've lent me in the past couple of weeks has been very positive. I've really been feeling great on the streams, and I'm looking forward to more, okay? All right. Let's do some quick plugs, everyone. Let's get through the plugs segment. It takes about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then we'll go to the shout-outs, all right? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for 10 amazing years of support. I've been able to do this for fun for 10 years, for a living for 7. And through many trials and tribulations, many roadblocks, we have faced, okay? You've always been there to support me and to keep me going, all right? And I want to say thank you for that. It's amazing that I still have the support that I do after 10 years and all the crap and all the slander and all the defamation and all the nasty shit that's happened to me. I'm still here and I'm still able to persevere. So thank you guys for that, all right? That being said, the best way for you to support me would be to watch my videos and streams. But there are ways that you can go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer or video watcher if you so choose, and to ensure that I can keep doing this full time. Well, what are those methods? Allow me to explain. The first is my Patreon. Go check it out over at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. This is my monthly campaign where when you pledge to my Patreon, all right, you are contributing to my ability to afford everything, cost of games, electricity, internet, equipment, etc. But at the same time, you earn things for your contributions. They're called perks. Depending on how much you contribute, you earn various different perks, all right? That being said, if you want to know what I feel the best perk is that you can absolutely get from my Patreon, it's the $5 level. If you pledge $5 or more, okay, you become a premium member of my forums, which then allows you to nominate and vote on games for upcoming special events. In particular, this month, if you pledge to my Patreon by the end of June, which will give you 10 days from now, all right, you will be able to nominate and vote on games for my upcoming Rage-a-thon Marathon. This is an event where I'm going to be purposely playing games to cause me anger. And it could be anything. It could be a game I've played before. It could be a game I've never played. It could be any genre, a platformer, a sandbox game, a fighting game, a puzzle game, a first-person shooter, an action game. It could be, any console. And it could even be PC, but it just has to simply be something that's readily available. Please don't nominate a game that's so obscure that you have to buy a copy of it on the internet for $400 and it only plays on PS1 and you can't play it on PSN. You see what I mean? It has to be a game that's readily available to play. But already people are getting some great ideas of what these games are going to be. All right? So that being said, pledging $5 to my Patreon this month gives you this crazy amount of power over this event. And just think about this. This is going to be an event, a 7 to 8 hour marathon. Hundreds of people are going to watch it on the stream. Thousands of people are going to watch it on YouTube, right? Think about that unprecedented amount of power you can have just by contributing $5, all right? Pretty awesome. So please give it a look. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. That's not the only perk. There's many other perks as well that you can get, but that's the best one in my opinion. Please go check it out, and thank you to anyone who does contribute and pledge. I appreciate it, all right? Number 2, please check out my Teespring store at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming, where you can buy really cool Darkside Phil and DSPGaming featured merch, including logos. Let me try that again. Including t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, stickers, and mugs. I was like, what the hell? Logos? No, not logos. You could buy merchandise. Great quality stuff. I can personally attest to the quality of the stuff because guess what? I own it. I bought a bunch of it. I own a bunch of the shirts. I own a sweatshirt. I own a mug. And some of the shirts and the mug I've owned for now over a year. And these things have not degraded in quality whatsoever. They're great. I actually purposely picked the better quality shirts. Even though it means I make less money on every sale. It means that you guys get a better quality product. All right. So please give it a look. And anything you buy from the shop, I get a commission, and it helps me out. And, of course, you get a pretty cool, piece of merch as well. All right, but certainly, guys, last but not least, if you are live on the stream, what I mean by that is some people are not. Some people are watching this on demand on YouTube, and I understand that. But if you're actually sitting here live on the stream, and you wish to get a shout out during the stream because maybe you think the gameplay is great, you're enjoying me playing a retro throwback game, maybe you want to see, you want to hear me shout out your name, or you got something to say, or a question, or some encouragement, whatever. If you want a shout out, there's 3 ways you can get one. You can either cheer with bits, you can subscribe to my channel, or you could tip me. And if you do any of those things during the stream, I will give you a verbal shout out with a few criteria. All right. Number 1, please be as short-worded and concise as possible. The more short-worded you are, the more brief you are in your message, the greater chance I'm going to read your whole message and respond to it on stream. If you hit me with a paragraph of, jumbled text, I'm not going to derail the stream for 5-10 minutes to read it. So just please be aware, the shorter the better. Number 2, please, guys, try to stay on topic. Try to be positive. Try to, in general, not derail the stream. And what I mean is there's a few topics, obviously, that are hot topics that people should not be talking about here. Politics and religion. Everyone knows that when you bring those up, people get into arguments, and people, for whatever reason, find it very hard to accept other people's opinions on that kind of stuff. So let's not talk about that in the stream chat. It's a stream chat, it's a stream about gaming. It's a stream about having fun. It's not a stream for us to get into these heavy discussions and start arguing with each other, all right? So that's one of the things I would not like to have brought up in shout-outs. Number 2, please try to be positive and don't be toxic. Please don't insult others. Don't insult me. Don't bring up other streamers and or content creators who are negative or stealing content and stuff like that. Don't try to stir up drama. This is not the place for that. This is a fun place to have interactions and have fun with gaming. And that's it. That's the whole point of the stream. Not to be negative jerks and try to insult others and yada, 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 cause drama. I'm not all about that. And so if you try to do it, especially with a shout-out request, I'm just going to ignore it, all right? So in general, guys, most people get it. But you get a couple people here who are newcomers, maybe don't. You get a couple bad apples who are purposely trying to stir the pot. It happens. But 95% of the time, the streams are positive and great. We don't have this crap happening. And I'm very happy about that. And I want to keep it up, okay? Now, my friends, if you would like to get some visual recognition for your contributions, would you like to see a fun animation, a thank you animation play on the stream for your contributions? You can do that as well. You either need to cheer 50 bits or more in one shot, or you could let's try this again. You can subscribe to the channel, and after a few minutes, a button that says share should appear. If you click on that share button, or if you tip me $5 or more in one go. If you do any of those 3 things, a thank you animation will play on the stream, displaying your message, so you'll get both visual and verbal recognition for your contributions, okay, guys? One thing that I want to let you know up front, guys, I'm fully aware there's a new command for cheering. I think it's called the goal command. Like, you hit goal, and then a number of bits, you'll cheer that. However, for some reason, Muxy, which is the program I use to track all of your contributions so I can give you shout-outs, isn't working properly with that command. It seems like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So I would ask, if you do want to contribute and get a shout out during the stream, please don't use that goal command, only because I'm not sure it's going to work. I want everyone to get their credit, I want to give everyone a shout out. I don't want anyone to get missed because they used a different command and the stupid thing isn't picking it up. All right. Okay. 2 things, guys. Number 1, subscriptions. You guys have been amazing with your subscription support recently. As you can see, we're up to an almost all-time high. It's basically the second highest I've ever had. Except for Christmas, when a lot of people bought them because they were half price, right? That's amazing. And I want to say thank you. We've already got 2 special events this month that are going to happen coming up during the summer because you guys subbed so much. And I just want to say thanks to anyone who's considering subbing. What do you get for subscribing to the channel? First, you get access to all of my emotes, including the DSP Pepe emote, the Street Fighter-related emotes that are new ones, Facepalm. There's so many different cool emotes that are available as part of being a subscriber, all right? And you get to use those here, and you get to use those outside of the stream as well. All right, that's number 1. Number 2, you don't have to watch advertisements when I run them. Not to say that I run them often, because I don't. I'm not one of the streamers who's constantly taking commercial breaks. I rarely do it, but I usually do it at least once or twice a day, and when I do, you don't have to watch those ads if you're a subscriber. And number 3, you get the cool Chat Crown loyalty badge, which shows how long of a subscriber you've been. It starts out as a bronze crown, then it changes to silver after 3 months of ongoing support, then to gold after 6 months of ongoing support, and then it gets some rubies after a year. Pretty nice, right? So thank you again, all of you, for your support. I appreciate it, and thank you for subbing. Number 2, finally, guys, if you want to know how to tip me, tipping is a separate thing from cheering and subbing, which is built into Twitch. It's a third-party thing through a PayPal page. If you want to tip me, if you look below the live stream right now, you should see a grid of information, including my stream rules, which you should read and understand, as well as a link to my DSPGaming YouTube channel where I daily archive all my gameplay. But outside of those 2 things, all right, there's also a link there that says Tips Jar. And if you click on that link, the Tips Jar link, all right, you should be able to go to a page, PayPal page, where you can leave a tip. And you can either be anonymous or you can leave your name in a message if you want to get a shout out, all right? So thank you to anyone who tips. As I said, top tip will make it to the leaderboard today. Maybe what I just described to you guys isn't available. Maybe you just look below the stream, you're like, I don't see any of that. What's Phil talking about? You're probably on a mobile version of the site where that is not available to see. So if that's the case, if you just type !tip into the stream chat, it'll bring up a command that will prompt our moderation bot to put up a link. You can click on that link and you can tip via that method, okay? All right, there you go, guys. I've gotten through the plugs. And now, my friends, it is now time to go for shout-outs. So let's get to the shout-outs. Let me go all the way down here in my Muxy tracking system. Phew, by the way, you can definitely tell when it's hot when you have a cold drink, and within minutes of the drink, you know, being out of the fridge, the entire thing is covered in sweat. You know how a drink sweats? That's how you can tell it's hot. It's pretty hot right now here in Washington State. We are in the high 80s, and it's been hot all week. However, tomorrow it's supposed to cool down. So finally I can maybe not have to have the air conditioner pumping 24/7 tomorrow. All right. So first of all, thank you to those who contributed overnight, people who actually came onto the channel and either cheered, subbed, or tipped when I wasn't even broadcasting. It's pretty awesome that there are people who like me so much that they keep me in mind when I'm not even streaming. So special shout out to those people, including Infinite55, who did a 300-bit cheer. Thank you very much. Hans Celebratory, who did a 100-bit cheer and said, Phil, can you give a birthday shout out to my friend Christian? He's been watching and enjoying your content for years. There you go. Well, happy birthday, Christian. Shout out to Richie7ACR, who did a 50-bit cheer. And also shout out to Game Master 2003 is dead again, who did a 155-bit cheer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Thank you very much for your contributions. Now, as for people who cheered, subbed, or tipped during today's stream, we start off with a bumbling black man who cheered and said, gobble gobble, time to beat down on some alien turkeys, head crabs with a crowbar. All right. AES cheered. He says, it is incredibly difficult to be invested in the Kingdom Hearts series because the games were not released in a chronological order. Thankfully, I waited until now to get into the series, and I know approximately what is the order. However, I can't imagine the struggles that early players experienced. See, it's funny because, as you guys know, years ago, I got the Kingdom Hearts collection, right? Which had Kingdom Hearts 1 in, like, HD, plus some of the spin-off content. And then later on, I got the Kingdom Hearts 2 collection, which featured Kingdom Hearts 2 and some of the spin-off content. So, I played through both 1 and 2 in HD. And everyone insisted, Phil, you absolutely have to play this spin-off game. You have to play that spin-off game. You have to do this and that. And you have to figure out the order with this and that. And do this and do that. Or you're never going to understand the plot when Kingdom Hearts 3 releases. Now, people have been saying this for about 5+ years. Alright? And the bottom line is, over the years, I've dabbled in, gee, should I play this spin-off game? Should I not? And in general, I just decided not to. So you know what? The bottom line is I like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, but I don't feel that I should have to play 14 spin-off games to understand the main plot of a game series. The bottom line is Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3 should have been designed to be a series that if you just play them, you understand them. The fucking plot shouldn't jump around so much that if you haven't played 14 other games, you don't get it. So I don't care. I mean, that's just my attitude at this point. I'm 36 years old, and I'm not going to play 10 extra games to understand the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I'm just going to play Part 3, and I'm going to enjoy it at face value for what it is. the bottom line is the gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 is quite good. You know, it's addictive, it's fun. Having the Disney characters and Disney worlds in it, in general, is very entertaining. Regardless of the fact if you have no fucking idea what's going on, it's still fun. So, I think I'm still going to enjoy the game regardless. But, I am not going to be going crazy. I'm just not. I'm not going to be going crazy. Trying to, you know, go through the motions of trying to understand the plot or whatever. And you're absolutely right, AES. It's nuts. Like, you have to actually play the games in a certain order and even to get them. So, maybe I'll try to read a plot synopsis. Maybe I'll try to understand it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm looking forward to Kingdom Hearts in January, but it is what it is. They made them the way they did, and, you know, so be it, I guess. Alright, shout out to Bean Reaper, who subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Bean Reaper, for the sub. I appreciate that. A bumbling black man cheered and asked about the IRL session. I'm going to do it on Friday. I already explained it, so I'm not going to go into detail about that, but thank you for the cheer. Third Eye the Third cheered. He says, any publicity is good publicity, right? Even if one person finds this channel from this new Watch Mojo vid, then why the hell not? For those who don't know, Watch Mojo, which is a giant channel on YouTube, known for, I guess I should say, kind of inaccurate countdowns. All they do are countdowns, pretty much. You go to Watch Mojo, you see countdown, 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 countdown. It's one of those YouTube channels that just does countdowns. And they were one of the first ones to do it, so they actually are insanely popular, alright? Sadly, they don't really fact check. They just throw shit out there and people watch regardless. So they did a countdown. The top 10, I guess it's the top 10 people who went on Twitch accidentally. So you basically went on Twitch without intentionally broadcasting what you broadcast, alright? They made me number 1 for my accident 2 years ago. You guys know what I'm talking about. What happened on stream when I was playing the Neo Alpha, or was it the Beta? I don't even know what it was, but, you know, it was obviously an accident. It wasn't something that I had intended to broadcast. However, it wasn't on Twitch. So just immediately, it's a fail. It's a big fail on their half. They didn't even fact check to find out that this happened on YouTube, not on Twitch. Oh, by the way, I didn't accidentally go live, which is what the premise of the countdown is. But the problem was I accidentally left the webcam on. So, really, I should be in the countdown of the top 10 people who accidentally left a webcam on inadvertently and did something embarrassing while broadcasting on YouTube, which would be a whole different kind of countdown. But, you know, like I said, they don't really fact check. They just throw anything out there. Now, the bottom line is I don't really care that I'm in this countdown at all. You know, there's no negativity here. Or honestly, there's none. There's no negativity. Because this is something that happened over 2 years ago that I've owned up to. I owned up to it. You know, I became a meme at the time. And it was hilarious. Everyone laughed at it. I laughed at it too. You know, was it embarrassing? Fuck yeah. But at the same time, I owned up to it and I moved on. And, you know, it is what it is. I certainly will never make that mistake again, and I never have. So, you know, it's pretty funny that I am in this countdown, you know, erroneously. And I'm the winner of the countdown erroneously. But obviously, it's a funny moment. So I don't see anything negative about it whatsoever, and I don't really care about it, you know. I mean, it's only been something that people have done, you know, talked about for 2 straight freaking years and referenced constantly, and I owned up to. It's not anything big. It's not a big deal. So there you go. Okay. Shout out to Karth, who tipped me $1 and says Half-Life 3 will finally be announced the moment you complete this game. I can't wait. There you go. Well, here's hoping, Karth, that doesn't mean that I'm never going to finish this game. I mean, I'm supposedly close to the end, so. Alright, shout out to Chewbacca, who cheered and said, you should consider trying Street Fighter V again. No. Alright, save the pig the game. I've never seen this guy before, and he had a 500-bit cheer, so thank you very much for the cheer. He says, Phil, your Far Cry 5 playthrough is my favorite of all time. Are you going to do the DLCs when they come out? I feel like your best content in a while came from there. Super funny and enjoyable. Thank you and God bless. No, I'm not doing the DLCs. Typically, I don't. Unless it's a game that I'm, like, really in love with. And I feel like, for example, South Park. The Fractured Butthole. One of my favorite games of last year. Yes, I'm doing the DLCs, right? Fallout series. Typically, I'll do the DLCs. But some games I won't. And this is a particular case where I just don't feel like I want to do the DLCs, especially because they're one-off episodes. They're not actually related to the actual game at all. They're just kind of one-off, throwaway, digestible episodes. And so I'm not going to be doing them, okay? So, sorry, I appreciate the compliment, appreciate the cheer, but no, I am actually not going to be playing those DLCs. And by the way, Save the Pig the Game would have been the top cheerer, except someone out-cheered him. So I'm actually going to wait to update the leaderboard because someone out-cheered him right after that. Shout out to Hardy Buck, who did a 25-bit cheer and said, keep up the good work, Phil. All right, thank you very much, Hardy Buck, for the positive cheer. Appreciate that. Shout out to a big bumbling black man who says, salt, salt, salt. All right, salt, salt, salt. It is. All right, shout out to Brunis Martins. Brunis did a 1,000-bit cheer and has become the top cheerer for today. Let's go ahead and let's get Brunis on the leaderboard, shall we, folks? Thank you very much, Brunis, for that top cheer for the day so far. I appreciate that. And he says the following. Phil, happy to see the subs this high. Good luck and have fun playing Half-Life. Thank you very much, Brunis, for that positive message. FL Gibson 97 cheered. He says, Phil, have you ever thought about playing System Shock 1 or Dwarf Fortress? Well, I've never heard of Dwarf Fortress before, so the answer there is no. System Shock is a crazy throwback game. PC exclusive, right? I don't think they ever ported it to consoles. I could be wrong there. And from what I'm to understand, it pretty much was kind of the predecessor to BioShock. That it's kind of a, you know, an interesting, creepy, narrative-based FPS game that eventually kind of evolved into what BioShock became. So would I ever play it? Maybe if it were you know, somehow easily able to be played. You know, obviously me playing these throwback games like Half-Life 2 is working out. So if people ever wanted to see that, yeah, I would consider playing that, sure. A big bumbling black man just cheered. He says, Underground Knight messaged me and mentioned he has updated the Half-Life 2 overlay screen. He posted it on the forums and also emailed you. That's great. Obviously, right now I'm already streaming. A little late to be adjusting stuff, so today I won't. But what I'll probably do is for my next session of Half-Life 2, which is probably going to be Sunday, I will use this new layout. I believe what he did, actually I'll check my email right now, but I believe what he did, yeah, here it is. He removed the border. So everyone was saying, oh, the border around the screen is superfluous. Why is there a border? So he removed the border. All it is now is the gray bar at the top so that the stream stats can sit there. And then it has a little bit of border around my webcam. So it's a much more minimalist kind of a deal. And it looks good. So like I said, right now I'm already streaming. Not much I can do about that. But I will probably use this for my next stream. So very nice. Okay. Shout out to Hardy Buck, who did a 25-bit cheer. It says, when last were you at GameStop? Last summer. It was actually last summer. I went to GameStop, and I don't particularly remember what the hell it was that I picked up. I think I picked up a game, and I think I had a bunch of pre-orders, and I think that I shifted them over, and I never, you know, I've got money at GameStop that I never picked up or spent. It's just sitting there. But the bottom line is I really have no desire to go back. Like, I don't, first of all, you know, Kat works pretty much all week. I mean, some weeks it's a slightly different schedule, but most of the time she's at work, you know, regular kind of office hours, Monday through Friday. So I don't have a car during the day. So I would have no way to get to GameStop to pick up said games to begin with. In addition, it's a pain in the ass to have to drive over there to pick up the game, right? And then drive back. I mean, that's a half an hour or more. It's about 15 to 20 minutes to get there, 15 to 20 minutes to get back. And, you know, it's not like back in the day. You know, back in the day when I used to do all my gaming through GameStop, I didn't live stream. So I would get up in the morning. I would head out to like there was a McDonald's right next to my GameStop in Connecticut. I would get like an Egg McMuffin or a bagel sandwich. By the way, McDonald's doesn't even fucking have bagel sandwiches anymore. So that's how long ago this was. Get like a bagel sandwich or something with the orange juice. And then I would head over to GameStop, pick up the games for the morning when they opened at 10. And then I would get home between 10:30, 11. And then I would start gaming. And I would start recording. And then I would immediately start uploading videos to YouTube for new releases. It's just not viable anymore. I mean, number one, most games are available digitally at 9 p.m. the day before release here. Because the way that it works is, you know, 9 p.m. is midnight on the East Coast. And so they have this simultaneous digital release. So most games are available the night before anyway. All right, that's number one. Number two, having to drive there for what? You know, the one benefit of driving to GameStop to physically pick up games would be that I could trade the games in, right? But that being said, how much money do you get back? You know, even at its peak, all right, the way that I would make money, and GameStop doesn't do this anymore, but they used to have this thing where if you traded in multiple games at once, and especially if you traded in newer releases right away, you would make a ton of money. So, you know, back in the era when I was a big YouTuber and I wasn't streaming, I would pick up 3-4 games every 2 weeks, and I would play through them on YouTube, and I would drive right back to GameStop, trade them in, and end up getting like half my money back. All right, it's no longer like that at all. Now every single game is just a flat rate of credit. You don't get bonuses anymore. Okay, there's really not a big benefit to doing it. I mean, for the amount of work that it would have to be for me to find a way to get to and from GameStop to buy the physical games, doesn't make sense. And it's like I said, I know I have credit at GameStop, but I can't even get there. So, you know, that's kind of the bottom line, is that there's just no reason to do it. And some of the cool things about getting games digitally, which I've now done for like 3 to 4 straight years, pretty much as soon as I moved out here to Washington State, I stopped getting games physically, okay? The major benefit here is that there have been games that people have said, Phil, can you go back and replay this game or whatever? And I can just re-download it immediately. It's not like I played the game new, traded it in, and now I gotta buy it again. You know what I mean? So, that's the cool thing here, is I don't have to go through that shit. You know what I mean? I don't. And we had a stupid troll in the stream chat. What an idiot. Anyway. Distracted me for a second there. Yeah, like for a perfect example here. All right, I just played Bloodborne. I did a Bloodborne redemption run. Well, I had not bought Bloodborne digitally, so I had to rebuy the game, which sucked. I had to spend another $20 to get Bloodborne. All right, because you remember Bloodborne had came out right around the time that I had moved here, and so I was still buying games physically. That was like the tail end of me buying games physically. All right, but now moving forward, for example, probably the next game I'm going to play when it comes to From Software is probably Dark Souls 3. I'll probably do a second Dark Souls 3 run where it's the redemption run, where I'm playing the real retail game. I'm not playing the version that I downloaded off the Japanese Xbox Live or whatever. So I'll get, you know, the full version of the game and reinstall it on my Xbox One digitally because I own the game digitally. I'll be able to do that. You know? So that's the cool thing, is that digital games, you can go back at any time and reinstall them as long as you still have, obviously, you know, the same account, and I do. So, you know, for me, it's been a big advantage. I don't have to go to the store. I get the games the night before. I can play a midnight stream if I want. If not, it's cool. I don't have to. You know what I mean? So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome doing digital stuff. YOLO. Oh, hold on a second. I almost skipped it here. Concrete Casket cheered. He says, what was your favorite Fallout 3 DLC? That's a tough question because a lot of the Fallout 3 DLCs are good. Although, keep in mind, when I played the Fallout 3 DLCs, a lot of them were buggy. Okay? A lot of them had issues where they would launch. You go to play them, you know. I'm trying to actually remember all of them. If I remember correctly, what were they? Wasn't one of them... Well, one of them was the Endgame DLC that extended the game. Right? Didn't it add content to the end of the game and it continued on? That was probably the best one. It wasn't that one called Broken Steel or something like that? And then there was the Alaska one. I remember one that was in Alaska. That was supposed to be like back in time. And then there was Mothership Zeta, which was the alien one. That one was really cool. Right? But I think the one is the one that extended the length of the game is the best one, in my opinion. Okay. Shout out to YOLO Dopper, who says, can't Cat get the game for you from GameStop on the way back from work? I mean, YOLO Dopper, you're missing the point. You're absolutely missing the point here. The game comes out 9 p.m. She's not working till 9 p.m. So the next day she's working. So that means on a new release day, I can't play a game until second stream. See what I mean? So no, that would not work. Okay. Shout out to Shadow King 236, who did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, this is my first time cheering, and Half-Life looks good. Keep working hard and have fun, Phil. Well, thank you very much, Shadow King, for that very positive message. I appreciate that. It looks like we've come to the end of the shout-outs. So I'm going to check here. We're up to 515 subscribers, guys. That is awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. Let me update the stat here on the leaderboard. Again, reminder, if you cheer sub a tip today, you will get a shout out. In addition, if you're the top cheerer or top tipper, you will get credit on the stream stats leaderboard. All right. Before we begin, I also would like to take the opportunity to thank the top 10 contributors for the week via bits. This is something that gets tracked. The top cheerers of the week via Twitch's own, information here on the stream chat. So let's give credit where credit is due. All right, the top 10, my friends. So, in number 10, tied for number 10, we've got a three-way tie between Boba Fett's 101, Mr. Goody Good, and Save the Pig the Game. So, three people tied for 10th place. In 7th place, because then it jumps up to 7th because of the triple-way tie, we've got Game Master 2003 is dead again. Then in 6th place, we've got the Shao Kahn Artist. And in 5th place, Dignan. In 4th place, Ost Mink. In 3rd place, Orange X Juice. In 2nd place, Brunus Martins. And in 1st place for the week, ladies and gentlemen, Infinite 55. Thank you guys. Again, thank you for your contributions. I appreciate that. So, thank you. All right, guys. Oh, hold on. I got another cheer from YOLO Dopper, and he says, hold on. He says, why is it that movies are pushing SJW agenda, especially Star Wars films, and they're getting huge backlash for doing that? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, YOLO Dopper. I don't make movies. Reggers cheered and said, didn't you pick up Bloodborne when it was free for PS Plus earlier this year? Oh, you're right. Reggers is absolutely correct, actually. I did get it when it was free for PS Plus. So, in the case of Bloodborne, that was actually the exception to the rule, where even though I had bought it physically originally 3 years ago, I lucked out because it became the free for PS Plus game earlier in the year. So I didn't have to re-buy it when I played it digitally. But I haven't been so lucky. There have been some games that I own them. Like, for example, if I remember correctly, both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, eventually I went back to those games and replayed them. And I had owned them physically and traded them in years ago, so I had to re-buy them digitally, which kind of stunk, It does suck to have to go back and re-buy a game I already owned at one point, because I traded it in for credit at one point. But it is what it is, my friends. Okay, so, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I think everything's good. And I think we're ready to start. What do you guys think? I think if you guys are ready, I'm ready. All right, my friends. Well, let's end the pre-stream. And I'm probably going to use the restroom quickly. And then we will begin. Sounds good? All right, guys. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate all of your support. I keep getting emails from my... I seriously keep getting emails from my condo association, and none of them are very important, but every time I see one, I'm like, oh god, what's going on in this area? I gotta read it right away, right? Alright. Let's end the pre-stream. Let's take a short break. I'm going to use the restroom. Then we're going to come back, and we're going to start up with the continuation of Half-Life 2. Alright, guys? Thank you. I'll be back shortly, and see you in a few minutes. Be right back.